Are about to experience the result of hard work and dedication from the City of Champions, Cleveland's own 90th's finest. Self-made, hard-working entrepreneurs, unequivocally raw, no holds barred. This is Epiphany Media.
Nice. Man.
Cincinnati Bengals. Hey, I just need to find out who gonna get the coin toss.
Yeah, I'm not even like inherently a Bengals fan, but if it can't be Cleveland, then I'd rather it be Ohio. If it can't be Ohio, I'd rather it be the AFC unless it's Tom Brady playing. If it can't be the AFC, then I ain't watching.
You know what I heard today? That the Steelers are looking to get Aaron Rodgers. Like that's very bad. Like that's very bad for the AFC North.
Chiefs ball. Chiefs won the coin toss.
It's rigged. But they can't score a touchdown. They couldn't score a touchdown the whole second half, so they might be all right.
Patrick Mahomes just fumbled too. It's crazy. So y'all watching the football game. It's kind of why we starting later. Hey, I don't know what to tell you. It'd be like that. But yeah, man. I don't remember. What'd you say?
I don't know. I forgot we were live on air for a second.
The football got me, man. Thanks for joining us. If y'all watching the football game, we'll keep y'all posted. That's what I was trying to say. Thanks for joining us. A little bit later than our normal time, even though it can't be. Even though Cleveland's not in it, even though we all know that we should be.
Come on, man. We already know that. But it is what it is. Yeah. Hey, next year, if Baker don't do what he's supposed to do, he out of here for sure.
Kicking him out.
There you go. Will he get employed? Yeah, but he'll get employed as a backup, not a starter though. So
hey, I'm either way, man. So yeah, man, I want to jump right into. First off, we're gonna try to do a series. Just mental health and different aspects. So we don't want to bog y'all down. So we want to do mental health every single week, but we do want to, just get different facets of it. We want to do like men's mental health and women's mental health and children's mental health. And then different things that can take away from that. Saying whether it's like family, whether it's can you hear the game?
Yeah, I can hear it, but I mean you're over talking it, so I don't know what they're talking about.
All right, I just don't want it to be too loud, but I want to know what's going on. So, and different things that take away from it. So, like I said, whether it's or affect it, I don't want to say take away. So, whether it's family or your spouse, like different type of relationships, or like work, as we're going to talk about today, just working, clearly over here we're big at owning your own and being your own employer if you can. It's not always possible, or you have to do the dual thing like we're currently doing right now, which is
working too both. Trying to own our own and have to work for somebody else.
Yeah, it's a horrible feeling, but you gotta do what you gotta do, So yeah, I just want to talk. So we want to talk about work today. I know that's something that as adults that we all have to do. We all have to. We all got to work in some capacity, right? And
never realize it when you're young. I just want to be grown. Yeah, you're gonna be grown, but you got to work instead of school. Instead of school, you got to work.
Yeah, and ain't no weekends off. Sometimes it is, but sometimes you don't get weekends off. Like weekends are not happening at all during school. Like no, like impossible. Work? Oh yeah, it's possible. I was just
it's very tiresome. Very tiresome.
Angel said dumb kids, right? I was
Like,
talking to Angel. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no.
I was talking to Angel earlier. Eli Apple almost intercepted the ball.
Yeah, that would have been game time.
That would have been crazy. So I was talking to Angel earlier today, I'm pretty sure it was, and she was saying that she like was sleeping or woke up or something, just thinking about like how scary it is to be an adult. You know what I'm saying? Like all the responsibilities that come with being an adult. Working or paying your mortgage, or just other. I'm sure she in the audience, so she can give us more examples of the different things she was thinking of. But interception, and Travis probably gonna get a horse collar or something. Just slam this dude by his neck.
Now all they need is a field goal to win, right?
Oh man, Patrick Mahomes was sick.
All they need is a field goal to win.
So Angel, if you want to give us more examples of what specifically you were saying was like scary being an adult, or the different fields or aspect, or exactly what you were dealing with or whatever. But man, a big part of that is working. You know what I'm saying? Because you have these responsibilities, whether it's a car note or mortgage or whatever, or even if you live with somebody, you got to pay utilities, you got to pay something, groceries. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you gotta go to work. You got to get money. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's DoorDash and working a part-time job, or part-time and a full-time, sometimes just to make ends meet. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, and it get ridiculous, and it can be stressful, especially when you get to a point where you're working for not necessarily a dead-end job, but a job that you're not happy at, or that's adding more stress to you, coworkers, or whatever the case may be. That's even another layer of it.
Mm-hmm. But that's why a lot of people are overworked, though. Because Absolutely. it's the feeling. Okay, you got to have a job because you got to pay these bills. You have responsibilities. So when it comes time to take off to work on you, most people are reluctant to do that because they don't want to let whatever job they're working at down. You know what I mean? Just literally yesterday, this tattoo artist said, if I take off a week, I still have to pay booth rent while still paying for a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Then on top of that, I feel bad for not being here. That's how it's set up. You feel bad for not coming to work,
which is crazy. Like I used to feel that way. Like I'm sure at some point, I think we all might have felt that way. Like man, for me, I speak for myself. It was never like, oh, the job couldn't function without me. It was more like, oh, if I'm not there, then my coworkers who I'm cool with, they're gonna have to work extra hard, or they're gonna have to do more or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be feeling bad about that part. Man, I used to miss like family dinners and get-togethers because I'm going to work. Holidays, I ain't spending with my family. I'm going to get the time and a half. You know what I'm saying? For years, I remember my aunt one time. She let me dead in my face. Like one of the ones I finally showed up, but she let me dead in my face. Like I almost forgot you was in the family. I'm like, what? So like, I legit see you like once a year. Like I almost forgot you was in the family, and it was so funny to me. But just being young, and I'm private even with my family for the most part. But you probably know just because we was in a similar situation. Like nigga, if I don't go to work, like I'm not eating. You know what I'm saying? If I don't go to work, that's. I'm picking up extra days because at this time when I had like my first apartment, I was working part-time, so 25 hours a week, you know what I'm saying? And that was it. You know what I'm saying? With a gas bill and a light bill and had to pay rent. So much to the point where I had a car I couldn't afford to put gas in it, so I would walk to work. I got a perfectly functioning car, like in the parking lot. It's insane. On top of that, I would feel bad for taking a vacation and stuff. Like, it's crazy, man. Crazy.
Yeah, in my youth, I used to be working like 60 hours a week. Yeah, 60 hours a week, working, be at work for like 16 hours, to the point where they have to tell me, "Hey, take some time off." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Touchdown.
10-yard line, 1st and 10 from the 10. So yeah, okay. So it's pretty much.
So I'm like, yeah, they're telling me to take some time off, but in my head, I'm like, no, I'm trying to get paid, right?
Right.
But on the flip side of that, being loyal to that company, always coming in and work, I did one thing wrong and they ready to fire me.
It was ready to get you out of there, yeah. And I just did it. I just recently made a change. You know what I'm saying? But for the last 6 or 7 months, I'm working, day and night. You know what I'm saying? A couple hours of sleep in between. And then when you actually go to take time, down there like, oh, oh man, you can't get these days. I'm not approving these days. Oh, nigga, what? Like I come in every single day. I don't call off. I don't do no call. When I'm working, I'm there. All this stuff. Now, when I actually want to take some time, like it's not approved or it's an issue or something like that. Like, so there's no love from the jobs either. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that we're so loyal to it, it just weighs on you, man. Looking back, it just weighs on you. So let me ask you, like when you was younger, how did and I know you say you was working to get paid or whatever, but like how did like mentally did it when you were younger, not now, but like how did it weigh on you mentally, if it did at all?
Younger.
Just work in general, so not missing or whatever, just work in general.
Yeah, I got you. As far as work in general, like before I got.
Time out. Let me see your shirt.
Let
me see it. I thought it was what it was. That's a hot piece of clothing article. All right, my bad.
Underground exclusive.
That's dope right there. For those who don't know, that's the Cleveland Plain Dealer back in 2016. The Cavs won the championship. That's a hot shirt.
Fresh off the press. I was gonna say, okay. Well, first of all, I started working when I was 16. I got a summer job at Giant Eagle, right? The grocery store. I shouldn't even say their name. But
right.
But anyways, I was working with them. I thought I was making some money because I could pay my cell phone bill and buy, my weekly bus pass, and I thought I was good,
Mm-hmm.
So up until I had my own apartment, it was just working, just to buy unnecessary things, just because you got this money, you don't really have that responsibility yet.
Right.
But when it came to a point where I had to work for my responsibilities, then I would say it changed for me mentally, because you got that stress on. Okay, now I have to go to work a certain amount of hours a week to pay for electricity, gas, water, rent. If I don't go, then I'm starving, or I'm getting evicted, or I don't have electricity. I'm just sitting in the dark,
Ball game.
They're going to the Super Bowl. That's crazy. AFC North. 12. They lost 7 games. One of them to the Browns. That's all I'm gonna say. No, 2 of them to the Browns, actually, because.
Mm-hmm.
All right, turn it off. I don't want to hear no more. I'll be cool. I'm on. I'm actually gonna watch it I'm actually gonna watch it this year because they're in it. I really don't watch it, the Super Bowl, for real, because it's only one team I want in it. But I'll watch this one. But yeah, so mentally, now it's like, man, like I'm tired. Like I'm tired. Tomorrow, y'all know what tomorrow is Monday. If you're listening in China right now, it's already Monday. Y'all New Year's coming up. Y'all about to be kicking it. But here in in America, Monday is the start of the work week, and I'm already dreading. It's like, man, I got to get up extra early to go to work because I got responsibilities to take care of. Man, that's the mental thing. Like, it's like I can't. I cannot just call off and just be irresponsible like how I was in my younger years. Like my younger years, I call in, I ain't coming in. Like I don't even care. Like I don't care.
You listen for a response. Hey, I ain't coming in. Don't worry about it.
I don't care. Like, oh, I'm on the schedule, and I said I had something to do. Well, y'all better figure this out because I ain't coming in. Now if I take off, it's for like, a good reason. But at the same time, you still have to take off your mental health to reset. Got to.
I agree completely. Let me see. Angel said she was talking about just being committed to bills and the holder job and everything you're responsible to do. So just how we're talking about. She said, like, you have to count on yourself. Yeah, I mean, I that's what it comes down to. And because of that, man, it'll break you, man. It'll break you down for sure. So I agree with you. Probably, like a parallel line. Because when you're younger, and I mean like younger, living with your parents younger, you just, I was capping with the Nextel and the Revel Wireless, North Coast PCS.
North Coast.
Yeah.
Well, before that, was it Nextel? Might have been Nextel before that.
No, it was I forgot what it was.
It was North Coast. Then
North Coast was the first one. Then it went to Revel, yeah.
And then Nextel had their own little situation. Oh, Boost, yeah, that's when Boost first.
Mobile, yeah. So everybody, I was all, my mom was on Sprint or whatever, so I was able to get like an actual Nextel, right? And so everybody like, oh, I got the race car from, like, yeah, but I actually on the network though. Like I got a Nextel, y'all got Boost Mobile. You know what I'm saying? For the unlimited chirp, you couldn't do nothing else on it because it costs hella money. But then you got the North Coast. You know what I'm saying? Like so working, I was scotch free because it allowed me to do stuff like that. So just have a couple dollars, enjoy myself. I could buy bus.
You wasn't even 16 yet. You didn't even say that.
No, I was 14. I was legit a freshman in high school. Because like you, I started working when I was 15. Look, I had two jobs when I was 15. You know what I'm saying? Like I was working for the city of Cleveland Heights, and I was working at the Sunoco gas station on the hill. Two jobs, like, and school and football. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it was like carefree work or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I could do whatever I wanted to do without any pressure. You know what I'm saying? It was all just hangout money or whatever. I had to, pay the money for the phone. Like that was stressful. You know what I'm saying? Just annoying. But other than that, like it was nothing. You fast forward a couple years, like when you get out of high school or college or whatever the case is, like when you start like still even living with your parents or just being older, then you feel like I gotta go to work. Like, how black parents be like, you gotta go to school, you gotta go to work, or you gotta get out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that added stress. Like, even if I got the most responsibility, I still gotta go to work. You know what I'm saying? At this point, I gotta go to work or something. So you go to work, and then, or for me, I go to work, and then eventually, when I got to get my own place, like then it just starts from there. And that's when you. That's probably when you need the mental health days the most, because you don't know what's going on. It's the first time out here by yourself. For me, that's to make a decision. Like, it's gonna be a malt liquor night, and I'll be full for the rest of the day because malt liquor just the heaviest shit on planet Earth. Or
it's cheap.
it's super cheap. Yeah, at this time, you spend like $1, you know what I'm saying, or you can spend like $2.50 on like a 6-pack, you know what I'm saying, like just cheap malt liquor, man.
Still
Like I could,
on the steel, or
the
the
gold,
yeah, he was
man,
on the gold.
man, the gold. You know, of course, it has no nutritional value and it's terrible for you, but you'll be full all day. Like it's like eating a loaf of bread every can. Like you'll be full all day. Like you literally used to make those decisions, man. And I've talked about plenty of times about you know, if I take my scheduled days off, then like I can't go to work and eat. Like I was doing dietary, so I can always have the cooks make me something, or
Blessings.
acquire something at the end of the night. You know what I'm saying, and kind of go from there. But if I don't go to work, it's going to be a day. You know what I'm saying, and that's not to say I didn't have opportunities to call my family or whatever, but I'm stubborn. You know what I'm saying, and just trying to figure it out on my own, man.
Yeah, because you feel like, if I ask for anything, they hold over my head. Like, you supposed to be on your own. You ain't supposed to depend. So you don't want to ask nobody for shit. So you'll rather starve, be cold with no heat, than to say anything.
Which is absurd, man. Which is absurd. So just like Angel said, the work, lack of work, I suppose, stressed me out to that point at that age. Now at my age, I feel like I put myself in positions where, like I don't have to be dependent on any one job or one company or whatever. Of course, some companies are better than others, of course, but if I wanted to make a change, if I just felt like I needed to make a change, I put myself in a situation where I can always find work somewhere.
Yeah.
That alone is freeing so much. You know what I'm saying? Like that little, certification or whatever frees you up so much, man. So I can only imagine going further than that.
And just having experience in different fields, period.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you feel like you can get a job, like they're gonna look at your resume and be like, oh, they got experience, let's get them in for an interview.
Yeah.
You talk right, you got the job.
Yep. Exactly.
And I know you like me, where you schedule multiple interviews and then you get to decide what job you want at the end of the day.
It's the best and worst feeling. Because I have throwbacks of those days where I'm like, man, I told this dude I was gonna come in. I don't really want to. Like, I don't really want to because let's say it's a quick story. I remember,
and I got one for you too. Yeah,
I lost my job or whatever, and this is before I put myself in a good position. And I remember I'm trying to find work, calling everybody, putting in apps, blah blah blah, and I finally like, oh, duh, you can apply for unemployment. I'm like, I don't know how it goes. It was my first time ever. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how long it takes to get approved. I don't know if you got to go down there. I have no idea. So I apply, and probably 3 days go by. I'm like, I ain't heard nothing. Like, did I do the application right? Just start thinking about all this stuff. And I remember I finally got talking on the phone with a dude. Like, hey, he's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was like, you can come in and do your training, but we got to wait until whatever for your paper to come back, but whatever. But we can train, and then when the paper come back, you can start right away. I'm like, cool. I'm like, he's like, so just be at this place in the morning. Cool. I'll meet you there, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, cool. Now, I remember, I never forget this. I remember like waking up in the middle of the night to get some water or use the bathroom or something. And I had to like check my phone, like check my email. And man, in that email was like, unemployment saying you got approved. I just didn't do the text. Like, man, I'm not gonna be able to make it. Able to make it, man, because it was a job I really didn't want to do, but I knew I needed money. Like, it was getting to the point where you got to do something. You know what I'm saying? So that little, I sucked since the message. I was kind of waiting. I'm like, well, I don't want to wait too long. Then whatever. But I remember sending that message. Like, man, I ain't gonna better make it. This is funny.
Hey, as soon as you see the text,
Yeah, he's like,
I've got to get paid.
why would you wait till this morning? They're like, why would you wait till the morning of? I'm thinking like, well, I just talked to you last night. Like, so it wasn't like I'm like, hey, the email came in. I don't know what you want me to do.
Like, can you beat this? Can you pay me right now for the week? No, that's what I thought. Hey, so with me, all right. So I had at the time I had 2 jobs already, but for some reason I needed a third. Right. So so at the I got a phone call from a hotel and I got a phone call from a restaurant. Right. Both interviews went great. So I just really needed this job just for a little bit of extra income, but I, really wanted the benefits, So the restaurant, I'm like, okay, I could get free food whenever. Like he already said that.
Hey, you started weighing the positives of each job.
Yeah. And it was like, my favorite style of pizza. I could just eat it all the time. Cool. I don't, whatever. Now the hotel, you get discounts at the hotel. And once I found out how much the discounts was, then I'm like, I don't know, So I had this restaurant interview first, and the dude was like, hey, basically you hired. At the interview, you told me this. So the hotel come back and I'm like, hey, we want to offer you this job. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home and think about it and let y'all know. So of course I chose the hotel because of the discounts, but I still had to tell the guy at the restaurant, like, look, I ain't gonna be able to make it for the first day to open it because it wasn't even open yet. They was just opening it up.
Oh, the grand opening? Oh,
it was a grand opening.
Ooh, that's tough.
So I called him. He didn't pick up. I left a voicemail. So a few weeks later, the grand opening hit, and I seen it was like, come here, you get a free pizza on us. Oh, I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Was it a coupon, or he reached out to you personally?
No, it was like advertised it on Facebook that, hey, come here for our grand opening, you get a free pizza, whatever.
Isn't that funny?
So of course I'm gonna go. Like I'm still gonna give me a pizza. I'm gonna make sure I go up there. So I went up there, right? I walk in, the owner standing right there. The guy who interviewed me standing right there. I look at him. I was like, hey, how you doing? kept it walking. Got my free pizza. When I turned around, dude is staring right at me. Like, he just can't believe that.
The audacity, yeah.
Like, I don't, man, I'm not tripping about none of that.
That's funny.
I'm not gonna get I'm a customer. I ain't even worked there one day.
That's funny, man. I don't know if I could have did that. I mean, I wouldn't have did it, but that's tough, man, for a grand opening. That's tough, man.
No, but yeah, he hired a lot. This is what he said though. Like, yeah, we're gonna hire a lot of people. And the strongest to survive. Like, I expect so many people to fall off. I'm like, but the discounts outweighed my decision heavily. So,
for sure, I can understand that.
I mean, outweighed the decision to work there at the pizza spot heavily.
So what? What do you think are like for I don't know about for you specifically? Think this another water bottle?
No, because I put rubbing alcohol in the one, and I poured it in the other one. I was making sure that was not it before I took a swig.
I don't know why somebody commit on camera. So like for you, like what's the most stressful parts for you at work? Like now or whenever.
Okay, at work you have to deal with different personalities, right? All while at the same time not being yourself, your true self, right?
For some of us, yeah. Some of the population can't be their true self, right?
So it's like you gotta be fake as hell while working with people that you don't know. y'all was just put here to work in this place, and y'all got to work together. That's probably one of the hard parts for me, because like how I am. Like I'm gonna say what I want to say, but then if I'm in a position where I can't really say what I want to say, or I have to do something I don't want to do, man, like that shit stress me. It really stressed me.
I I agree. Oh, that's interesting. What about y'all in the comments? What's your most stressful part at work? I'm curious at what y'all say. So I think for me, I think I think I got two. Right, I got a. I don't want to say a problem with I got a problem with authority, but as long as you're a good leader, then I don't have any trouble. I'm a good worker though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm also smart enough to know like what a bad leader is. So if you're a bad leader, then I'm gonna follow you just long enough or just close enough to where I can keep myself on track, but nothing extra, right? So for me, my two biggest ones is bosses, supervisor, managers.
That's abusing authority.
Right. More specifically, ones that's bad at their job. Um, or for me, like job insecurity is the other thing. So those are my two biggest stressors. And like I said, so the second one, not so much at this point because, like I said, I put myself in a spot where I can kind of move around however I need to. If something not working, I can do what I need to do. But it's almost no getting away from everywhere you go, unless you own your own, you're going to have some kind of a boss in some form. You work at a family company, the dad or the granddad or whatever is going to be your CEO or your main. Everywhere you go, you're going to have some kind of a boss in some form, and there's a lot of bad bosses out there. You know what I'm saying? So I think probably more than so. Like I said, so for me, bosses is my biggest stressor type mental the part that take my most mental energy. I know for a lot of people it can be like coworkers. It could be heavy workload, long hours. You know what I'm saying? Like all type of that, all sort of those things. But I think coworkers. If I had to like guess, I would say coworkers is probably the biggest source of mental stress on people at jobs. You know what I'm saying? People that you're working right next to, standing next to, or your desk is next to theirs, or cubicle next to theirs, or whatever, in just the workforce in general.
Yeah, I must definitely have to agree with you talking about the bosses though, because that's kind of like, say, like a football coach tonight. In this situation, you call this play when the whole, uh, defensive players that's on the field they all agreeing like, why did you call this play in this situation? But okay, we'll run it. Now we looking stupid out there. You know what I mean? That's how quickly you can lose a team, right? So just imagine in the workplace, that's how quickly you can use your workers when they do this every day, right? And you come in and you just start talking crazy, and everybody looking at each other like, the fuck? Like, we do this every day.
Right.
Your job is to oversee and manage.
You look at the numbers. you look at some numbers. Watch your computer screen.
Yeah. So that's why both of the jobs that I work at now, I have indirect bosses. While I'm doing the job, I don't see my bosses. I see them every once in a while, and I like working like that. But if you're gonna be over my shoulder the whole time, and you're not a good manager, then stress, added stress, unnecessary stress.
Unnecessary, man, completely. My last job that I enjoyed. Well, even my current one, it's like I got a supervisor or whatever, but he pretty much let me do my stuff. He check in maybe once a week, make sure everything cool. My last job that I enjoyed, man, I would see him maybe once a month, maybe twice, 2-3 times a month for like an hour. You know what I'm saying? But if I seen him more, I was cool with that because he was a good boss. Like, you know what I'm saying? He made sure all his people was good. He made sure if he had any questions or concerns, or like he was a good boss. So I wouldn't mind. You know, I had no issue with that. But yeah, man, if you got horrible leadership, I can't rock with you. Like just in general.
Like for example, like I was saying, like they act like you don't know how to do your job, and they just keep saying the same shit over and over. Like, oh, I got this shit. Like, relax. Like I just can't work in those type of situations. I can see if it's my first week on the job. Yeah, right. I don't know shit. But once I did everything at the job 10 times over, like what more do I need to know?
I was just about to say, especially when you've been there for a while or a number of years or whatever the case is. Like, look, we run on autopilot, and not just for myself. I think about it for the coworker. Like, look, we don't need you right now. Like, we know what time it is. Like, literally, the clock time. We know what we got to do at this moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been doing this long enough together where we're on autopilot. Like, we don't need y'all to do any of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I tell you, my favorite boss of all time. He was like, hey, do your work. You know what I'm saying? Get your work done. He said, I don't care what you do in the meantime or what you do in the between time. He said, but as long as you get your work done, I don't got nothing to say to you. He said, but you got to get your work done because if you're not doing your work, then it look like I ain't doing or you're not doing your job, it may look like I ain't doing my job, and we can't have that. Mad respect. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all I need to hear. So as long as the job get done, he ain't got nothing to say. Perfect. Like, that's the perfect working relationship to me.
Mm-hmm. Or, you know, I like the bosses who don't. Okay, you might have a cell phone, probably. No cell phones. We live in a cell phone world. Like, what are you? Sure. What are you talking about, right? But I'm doing all my work, right? So you're not really tripping if I'm on my cell phone. Right? It's really not affecting my work performance. Everything's getting done. But then you have some of the bosses that's, you know, I see your cell phone. You can't be on your cell phone. Like, nigga, shit, like this ain't that serious. Like you like corporate can fire your ass just as fast as they have fired me. Like, what? Like, relax. It's not that serious.
It's not. No, I can see if we're in the middle of a rush or something. Say you work at a restaurant or instead of serving or waiting your tables or something, you're on your phone. Now that's understandable. But if we're in a restaurant where there's, you know, let's say we open a restaurant together, so everything clean from the night before, we just sitting there waiting on customers, and I'm on my phone and you got something to say, like I'll be pissed. Like, what do you mean?
Mm-hmm. Like,
what are we doing right now?
Look, I had a job where I had to look on my cell phone because I had to take guests to like the restaurants or wherever they want to go in the area, and every once in a while there'd be a place I'd never been before, so I had to look it up. Or they ask me a question like, you know, what's the closest, you know, strip club, grocery store, stuff like that, random bar, whatever. So I have to be on my phone and look it up for the guests. Right. I got fired for being on my phone for doing it, for doing what the guests asked me to do. Like, what do you, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, cool. All right, you know. Soon after he got canned, we already know he was gonna get canned soon after because, you horrible, horrible.
It's too funny. So let me see. So Angel said, he said stressors for me would be heavy workload and working ton of hours over a normal work schedule and maintaining work-life balance. That's a big thing, man. That's a huge thing. Work-life balance, I think, is as you become older, it becomes more important.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because when you're younger, hey, I didn't have the nights where I didn't work all night, went out, you know what I'm saying? Didn't get no sleep at all, or get home in time to shower just to change clothes and go back to work. Like, still super throat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, beyond throat. You know what I'm saying? Or
still might have a bottle in the car. You go on break, it might take a couple sips.
Kill it off. Man, we done had all-nighters where, like, and I lived the closest to the job. Like, we all just go over to my house and take showers. It sounds weird, but I promise it's not. But we all go to, like, it's just the closest, you know, point. so we all can kind of get fresh and go back to work. You know what I'm saying? So you're young, it's a whole different thing. But man, the older you get, that work-life balance, it means so much
Crucial.
more. And even though the extra money is good if you work on a second job or where you at might be a good thing, but the long hours can take from that. The heavy workload where it forces you into long hours, or some factory jobs have mandatory 6 day or some weird stuff like I can understand that completely. That work life, that's a big part of any of my next endeavors is being able to balance work and home life, man, in a very manageable way.
But that's why I'm on the whole on your own thing. I know you've seen the post where they say, I wanted to own my own business and start working at 9 to 5. Now I got to work
24 hours.
Yeah,
That's my
you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Of course. At first, you're gonna have to do everything as we doing now. Everything, just me and you, right? But I remember when I was watching that LeBron show, and they had the Bagel Company, Cleveland Bagel Company. That's what they call it, right?
Yeah.
I'd say them. They cool. But anyways,
if they don't respond to this email I sent them last week, they won't be.
hey, I don't blame you. But so they was on there and they told the guy like, look, we don't know if we want to open up bigger bagel shops because we don't feel like the workers can make the same bagel as us and then mess up the recipe. And he like, hold on, like, first of all, I think they'll be able to handle that if they're trained right. And you'll be working less. You'll be working way less than you working now because you're not in that position where you in the shops. Like you're more overseeing, that type of situation. So that's a journey that I'm trying to be on. That's a journey I am on because I can't do this forever now. Are there tricks to working in a 9 to 5 where you can retire and be good? Yeah, but you're gonna be 60 years old. Hey, I'm not.
That's true.
At 60 years old, like your body breaking down, you're not gonna be able to kick it like you want to. You're not gonna be able to have fun. Like being young and being in that situation is a lot better, So.
And just say I'm gonna retire early. That's what I'm talking about, for sure.
Hey, she better get her. I don't know if she got it. She probably do. A Roth IRA. Shit.
IRA, yeah. Ebony J said her biggest stress is generating money. That's because she's currently on her own path, of running and owning her own business. And she said that her biggest thing is trying not to be that type of boss. Yeah, it's tough. But as long as you remember where you come from, I think that makes it so much easier. I think that, when it's not gradual, when you haven't had to work for it as in a certain way, when you haven't had to work for it as much, it's easier to lose sight of where you come from, or you just like, oh, that's how that power trip comes to me. Like that's how I feel like where the majority of it comes from. Or when you feel like you really didn't deserve a promotion, but you got it anyway. Now it just go to your head. Now you don't know what to do with yourself, and then everybody ended up hating you. But I think I know you'll be okay. But I'm sure Ebony J can attest to what you were just talking about, as far as like having a team, like being an overseer, so she don't got to be so hands on. Where she can manage other people and manage the business, so she can be, like I said, more of an overseer. Then she can jump down and get her hands dirty when she needs to or when she wants to. But I think, to your point, is like having the right team around you, having the right trainers, the right staff, all that stuff matters so that you can be more hands off. You know what I'm saying? You can just proofread stuff, make sure everything is done. Everybody say it's all a process, so you'll be there.
She'll get it right. But yeah, you don't want to be that type of boss. Guaranteed.
We'll talk about you. I just want to run down just a couple things that you can do. Maybe if work is stressing you out.
Take a vacation. Number one on the list. I don't care. I don't care where you work at. Vacation. It changes niggas' lives. Like everybody who come back from vacation, they say the same thing. Like, man, I gotta move. I hate police. They can say the same shit every time.
Man, they're like, I almost ain't come back. That's a number one line out here. I almost ain't come back. So number 0 is take a vacation. Number 1 on this list from healthline.com is be aware of how it affects you. You know what I'm saying? It sounds simple, but if you're aware that, like Angel said, the long hours, so whatever it is that you can minimize that. I mean, it's work, so I get that you might not be able to do so. But if you're aware of how it affects you, then you can kind of prepare your mind for it.
I'm very aware. I'm very aware to the point that I'm unaware of what transpired at work the week prior. Like my coworker be like, "Yeah, remember such and such and this?" I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like I'm so disconnected. Like once I clock out, I don't know what's going on.
That's it. I completely agree. Number 2 on their list is write down your stressors. Like so it say then as you write to like ask yourself questions. So like so you write down your stressors. Let's say it's my boss, and then they want you to just write it all out. So you have like you're sitting that energy somewhere. How does it make me feel? What is my reaction to what my boss did? And then if you could think of any type of way to resolve it, not saying you should act on it necessarily, but think of a way, like use your mind to think of something positive, like a way that you could react to whatever it is that's stressing you out. Number 3 on their list is number 0 on our list, which is take a vacation immediately.
Immediately. There's a key word in that sentence. Immediately.
They have rely on a strong support system. So hopefully you got one, whether it's even if it's your coworkers and sometimes, or a group of friends, family. Use your support system. Like don't be afraid to lean into whatever your support system is. They say stay out of gossip, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes that's how you just learn what's going on around there. Hey, look, I like this because they got another one that says go on vacation. So they have 2 that says go on vacation, and I think I agree with that wholeheartedly. And then last but not least, seek counseling. If you're in a position where you can't leave, you know what I'm saying? You can't do the things that you can't just leave the job. You need to work, as we've been talking about. Get some type of counseling, some way to somebody to help you channel and move that energy somewhere else, or to change your thoughts or outlook. I'm sure Ebony J would sign off on that for sure. Ebony J also said, she said, right, I'm needing people to understand the vision.
Well, I'm sure what she's trying to do is different than what the normal people in their field are trying to do, right? Right. Especially if they went to school, that's how they were trained. As you know, we're gonna go in this way, but I guess I don't know your vision or whatever. Don't tell me. Don't tell me either. You know, you gotta keep that to yourself. But you know, what you're trying to do is totally different than what they're used to. So you gotta show them. You gotta show them.
That's a very good point. People was trained a different way. People, you gotta force that vision into their head, force it down their throats until they conform. And they'll see. It only takes a little bit of time. So that's part 1, man. Started with work, and I feel like it's something that we all can do. If you guys got any other recommendations on the type of mental health or type of stress that can deteriorate or affect the mental health, be sure to reach out to us. Like I said, down the line, we want to do like a men's mental health show, a woman's, female mental health thing. We want to do a children's thing. Just any other, I don't even know. Family, you know what I'm saying? Just different types of things that can affect your mental health. If you guys got any suggestions or topics or anything regarding that, definitely reach out and let us know. Before we get out of here, of course, I want to remind y'all that we are planning a 5K, and y'all should sign up for it for sure.
Hey, damn! I don't know if you have it queued up. I would say run it. Run a commercial.
I am a professional.
Run it.
So I'm gonna show you guys we have an event page on Facebook you can go to, and you can sign up. You can click the link from there and sign up. You can go to our website, of course, and sign up.
Tiffany.5k.what?
.run.
Yeah.
Tiffany.5k.run. So you can sign up anywhere. You can just type it in your phone and go there. But yeah, man, 5K for mental health, as you guys know, to benefit and bring awareness to the mental health deficiencies in the area here in Northeast Ohio. Because Lord knows it's plenty, and I do mean plenty of them. Just different types. So come out and walk with us. Come out and run with us. If you're not anywhere in the area, you can do it virtually, of course. Come out, get you a finisher's medal. You know what I'm saying? We got our first sponsor. Our first, yes. By the way, I don't even know if I told you this.
Oh, you did.
Dick's Sporting Goods. Dick's Sporting Goods is our first sponsor for the 5K.
Hey, shout out to them. I'm a customer. I was a customer before.
I was about to say, I literally bought something like in the middle of the blizzard. So now I have an even better reason to shout out. For sure. Yeah. Shout out. I'm about to say shout out to Dick's. It sounds weird, but we appreciate y'all help. I
was trying to keep it cool, positive.
Shout out to
hey.
Shout out to our sponsors.
You ever seen a video of the girl that was like, she made a video, it was like, she went into Staples and she like, they really have Staples. They really have Staples. And she went into Dick's Sporting Goods. And yeah, you already know. So then the dude, he went to beat.
Oh, man. That's funny. Angel being disgusting out here in the comments. Angel said, if you don't like what you do, search for a new field. Life is short. It's too short to be unhappy. A third of your day. I completely agree. Yeah, man. So if you haven't signed up, go ahead and sign up now. Like I said, we're right here on Facebook, both of us. So if you still need to sign up, like I said, just type in the Culture 5K. It'll pop up. You'll see this screen here. Like I said, it has the date and all this good stuff. We only got 7 people responding, and it's out there, so I don't want to hear it. But you can come here, just click the link here, and it'll send you off, and you can sign up for the 5K or make a donation or do it virtually. You can always click on this discussion tab and watch our new commercial.
Hey, I got tickets for sale for my 5K for Mexico. Did you buy yet?
Hey, the beginning is so funny. I got to start it over.
Hey, wake up. Hey, I got tickets for sale for my 5K for mental health. Did you buy yet?
Oh, yeah, man. I'm signing up right now. I'm about to sign up right now.
Hey, Baker gonna throw another interception. Buy tickets to the 5K yet?
Yeah. No. I got you. I'm gonna sign up.
Come on, man. I know you bought tickets to the 5K. Tell me you bought tickets.
Man, I'm about to get them right now, I promise. Oh. See, yesterday's price ain't today's price.
No! Well, at least you can save $2 off if you post it on your social media.
So that's our latest commercial for the 5K. You know what I'm saying? And that's very accurate. So the price will go up in a couple of days. I want to say 3 days, maybe 4. But be on the safe side and go sign up now so you get the tickets at the cheapest possible price. After the price do go up, you can do it now, and you can also do it when the price increase. But you'll be able to save $2 when you share on your friends list on your Facebook. So be sure to do that to at least save you a couple bucks there. But yeah, I think the price go up. I'm not exactly sure how much in 3 or 4 days. So definitely go do that ASAP and sign up and support a good cause, man. We appreciate y'all.
Think about it like this: if you wait and sign up, you'll be even supporting a good cause even more. So it's up to you.
Yeah, however you want to look at it and do it. We appreciate y'all as always, man. Thanks for coming out. I got a good feeling about the next couple shows, man. I think we're going to be some good, fun stuff. And we appreciate y'all joining us. And salute to the city as always.
Remember, if you are trying to own your own, you're going to have to work that job until you officially can own your own. But we'll see y'all next week.
Man, y'all be safe. Take it easy out there. And go Bengals. Go Bengals.
Hey, Paul Brown made him.